yesterday there was a very intense storm that came through very quickly. Funny enough, I was on my exercise bike when this was happening, and so I had to stop mid-exercise to grab my cats and bring them down to the basement with me because I was convinced that the wind was just too intense. I was worried that it could be a tornado that just popped up out of nowhere. So I grabbed the cats, brought them downstairs, and hunkered down for it. It was over within minutes, but during this storm, it got so windy that it knocked over some of the ironweed plants that I had just filmed some clips of just the other day with the swallowtail on them. So I was sad to see that, but I was happy that from what I could tell, there's not any other damage really, other than, some of these herbaceous perennials being knocked over. But it was a sight to see. Let me tell you, when I saw this ironweed fall over right before my eyes, that's when I was like, the wind is really strong. That is probably one of the thickest ironweed plants I have, and it has fallen over. And it wasn't just that, it was just seeing the wind and all the trees. I actually thought I was going to lose some trees, or at least some tree branches in this storm, because just seeing the way that the wind was blowing, it was blowing my mind. And I was a little bit worried, but from what I can tell, I haven't checked the backyard yet. I'm recording this the day after it happened, so I haven't done a complete walk around. I've walked around the front yard, but I haven't gone all the way to the very back of the backyard. So from what I can tell, that's really all the damage is like some common milkweed has fallen over and some ironweed has fallen over, and the goldenrod is kind of bent a little bit, but it's not that bad. But I do need to decide what I'm going to do about this ironweed. Should I cut it back? Should I stake it up and try to save it? Should I don't know. I think those are the main options, is cut it back or stake it up. By the time you are watching this video, more than likely I have already made a decision, so there's not really much use in commenting that down below. Instead, what I want you to comment down below is, have you had any kind of storm lately like this that has blown any of your plants over, and what did you do about it? Did you do anything? Did you kind of leave them be? See, I can't necessarily leave this be because it's kind of in my path. There's actually a lot of things blown down into the pathways right now, so I will have to do some cleanup in that sense. But, in hindsight, if I would have known how tall these ironweeds were going to get years ago when I planted them here, I would have planned ahead and designed this area a little bit better for that. I would have maybe installed a tree, like a small tree, or a really thick shrub next to it, something next to it for it to lean on, because the way that I have this area is I have all this ironweed here, and then I have kind of a gap where there's shorter plants. Like, there's plenty of plants around them, like on either side of them at least, but the plants are much, much shorter in comparison because the ironweeds just get so tall. I think they're like double my height or something, and I'm like 5 foot. So yeah, it's interesting. It was really scary to see it actually falling, but everything is fine. We were fine. A little bit of water got into my basement, but not a horrible amount. It was like a small little puddle. I'm gonna have to maybe figure that out, but that is not garden related. I actually used some silicone in that area, and it helped a lot, but it appears there are gaps in my silicone job that I may need to go and fill the gaps, or maybe hire somebody else to do the work if I can't figure it out. So anywho, everything else seems fine. I think that was the same day that Chippy showed up, and I got some really good footage of her. So I'm going to have a whole separate video of her. I don't know what order I'm putting these out. I don't know if you noticed, but I film things weeks before I post them. It's not ideal for a garden channel to be that way, and I do apologize for that weird little inconvenience, because it might give you a false impression of what is flowering when. That's the main reason I don't like it. But that seems to be the best way for me to have time to finish the edits and filter all the footage. I mean, there's a lot of footage I take that doesn't make it to a video. There's a lot of footage that's just not that good. There's actually a lot of terrible footage that I have to basically filter out, just in general. And so I think I'm rambling a bit, so I'm just going to end this video here, but I did want you to see the storm itself, which we actually captured on surveillance footage I showed you already in this video. I did want to show you that, and I wanted you to see the aftermath. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be safe in your gardens. Take shelter when there is a scary storm. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone. You all requested it, and it's finally here. Reduce Your Lawn shirts are now available in my brand new merch shop. Thanks so much for supporting the wildlife habitat we're creating. To support the channel, like the video, comment, and subscribe. You can also support my work by buying art from me at macylu.com. Thanks for watching!